She's been an incredible tourism champion. So let's go live and see Minister MacLeod. Hello, Minister.
Hey, Beth, how are you and Kevin doing live on location?
Great. Good to see you with Ottawa in the background.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud to be at home. I want to say thank you, Beth, to you and to everyone. As you can see, I am in the iconic Shaw Centre waiting for safer times so myself and our President and CEO who's with me here today, Nina Kressler, can welcome business back to your nation's capital and to our hometown. I can't believe it's been a year that's passed since we last convened. I can remember how nervous I was as I drove to Blue Mountain with my Deputy Minister, Nancy Matthews, and my Chief of Staff, Susan Troupe, to give my first major address to our tourism industry. I remember it was a lovely fall day, and we stopped at a beautiful pumpkin patch to do a little bit of shopping, but mostly to have an experience to calm my nervousness that day because of that first address. You guys had just gone through, I believe, 5 or 6 different ministers under 2 different administrations in a 2-year period. You had seen and heard it all. No doubt all of you wanted was just somebody that was serious about how serious business tourism is in the province of Ontario, and giving you the credit that you all deserve for your role in creating many jobs. You work in and you lead one of the key economic drivers in the entire nation. Yet understandably, at the time, you felt the constant turnover of government ministers undermined your collective potential. I got that on day one. And I was determined to prove to all of you that I understood this and that you could count on me to elevate this industry and its complementary sectors to its rightful position as a major economic contributor. In another respect, last October in Blue Mountain seems like a lifetime ago. In the last year, I, along with all of you, experienced more roller coasters than likely all of my 5 predecessors combined. Just think a year ago, we could meet in person. We didn't need to stand 6 feet apart or have to worry about coming into close contact with one another. We didn't need to wear masks or use an abundance of hand sanitizer or caution. We could sit in a hotel room, meeting space, together. We could share a meal in a restaurant. We looked forward to high-touch events in banquet halls, trade shows, and a chance meeting over coffee so we could network. We had no idea that in a few short months after last year's tourism summit, that the entire world would be grappling with a global pandemic that would hit tourism swiftly, deeply, and utterly cruelly. The whole world has changed in a year in a way none of us could have predicted. COVID-19 has tested us to our core. My time as minister has had 2 very distinct periods. On the one hand, I did experience the pre-pandemic. On the other, the pandemic. I'm here today longing for that 3rd distinct period, post-pandemic recovery. Pre-pandemic, I was able to reposition the ministry into a key economic portfolio in our government, showcasing the often stated double bottom line to help Ontarians see how many jobs rely on our sectors in heritage, sport, tourism, and culture industries. $36 billion of that is with tourism, of a $75 billion suite of sectors. Now, at the same time, each of these sectors contributes so much more than just dollars and cents. Our athletes and our artists make us proud to be Canadian. Our cultural and tourism attractions create memories for us, for our families, and for our friends. Our museums and our libraries remind us of our history and prepare us for our future. And our volunteers bring out the very best in all of us because they give the best of themselves. I'm blessed in my life that I had the good fortune to have witnessed the spectacular double bottom line before the 12th of March. because seeing it as your minister makes me fight hard every day to protect you for an economic and social recovery. Which is why, over the course of the last 7 months, I've gone all in every day to fight for you around the cabinet table, to make myself available as much as possible so that I can continue to have conversations with our sectoral and industry partners, and to continue to flow hundreds of millions of dollars to festivals and events that were canceled, galleries, museums, and libraries that were shuttered, and of course, to programs that had to be reimagined. I know that in order to preserve these sectors post-pandemic, we must protect them now. And I know that's why your agenda over the next 2 days is aggressive, and I'm pleased to see it. It works hand in glove with the work that the ministry is engaging upon and the work that Destination Ontario is currently doing. And I'm pleased that our President and CEO, Lisa LaVecchia, will be joining you today, as will Justin Cutler from her sister organization at Ontario Creates, showcasing that the world in one province truly starts with our creative and cultural sectors. Your sessions, which are geared toward hyper-local tourism, resiliency in the industry, and collaboration with one another, is the perfect combination to build out a response to COVID-19 and its impacts on the tourism and hospitality sectors. If I may challenge you in these sessions to think incrementally over the next 18 months, 3 years, and outwards to 5 on what success looks like, first by reconnecting Ontarians, then welcoming other Canadians back into our province, and finally, once restrictions are eased and international travel is allowed again, attracting the world back to Ontario. Given the unpredictable nature and the indeterminable time frame, resilience will be key to recovery. So we must ask how together we can pivot and to adapt to the challenges we face with new and rigorous physical distancing protocols and the restrictions, quite frankly, placed on some of the key businesses that lead our sectors. How do we restore confidence with consumers? What international practices can we adopt? What international practices can we share? How can we best protect ourselves and others while exploring and experiencing our communities safely? When we answer those questions and the others that will naturally be posed throughout the next few days, we can best support one another in these challenging times. And this is key to collaboration. All of us working together to complement and enhance experiences during these difficult and different phases of tourism recovery. For better collaboration, we must answer how we can together look at former competitors in our regions and across the province, and together create a world-class destination for Ontarians and Canadians, and eventually the rest of the world. Think big, think together, and think with audacity and with ambition. I want in particular to ask our gateway cities, Ottawa and Toronto, to be leaders in this regard. To reimagine your relationships together, we can leave out the Sens versus Leafs for now, guys. To expand on the great work you already do with the countrysides in your surrounding areas. Key to everyone's success is your success. And that is a tourism industry that completes the entire calendar year and embraces the whole province. How can the Byward Market in Ottawa better work with the little town of Almonte during the Christmas season? How can the busy Yorkville business district, who normally attracts the globe's most famous people in safer times, work with our small tourism operators, like that pumpkin patch in Bloom Mountain, to showcase our incredible autumn experience in rural Ontario? How do we attract world-class sporting business, and cultural events in our largest cities, while seeing spin-offs for rural and remote Ontarians. And I challenge our rural communities, who welcomed many new visitors to their beaches, to their trails, and to their farms this past summer, to look at ways you can bring your fellow Ontarians, many from our largest cities, back to their rural roots in all seasons. You know, growing up in rural Nova Scotia, I always thought Atlantic Canada had the maritime market covered. That was until I spent 11 weeks this past summer touring Ontario, canoeing in Lake Superior, boating on the Niagara River, the St. Lawrence River, and the Rideau Canal, kayaking in the Ottawa River, and visiting beach towns like Port Stanley, Goderich, and Sauble Beach. I remain convinced that Ontario is the world in one province, but more than anything, we offer a world-class product 365 days of the year. We must always remember that and be proud of it. So together right now, we must collaborate so we can be resilient, and to do that, we must support hyperlocal initiatives. This is where the most opportunities exist, not only in this moment as we deal with a pandemic, but also to create a new foundation for tourism in Ontario post-pandemic. As we reconnect Ontarians safely to their own hometowns and remind them of what they can do and what we can all do in our own backyards, we can create world-class experiences and continue to refine them to welcome back the world when it's safe. Look at tourism, cultural, and other products that make your chunk of the world special, and share with us in the ministry and Destination Ontario the best way we can bring that to market. Lead us to an authentic experience you can only find in your hometown. Be bold and think big. This summit is filled with creators, dreamers, people who sell imagination and memories. You already have the tools and the skills. It's just that our conditions have changed, and the way we measured success a year ago is now outdated. The best thinkers in culture, tourism, sport, and heritage in the entire world reside and work in the province of Ontario, and you're among them. So bring your big ideas and bring your bold passion. When the world emerges from this pandemic, I want us to emerge as a global destination of choice. And I'm so excited about these discussions and debates that you're going to have over the next 2 days. I asked 10 staff and members of provincial parliament to join us so that they can sense why I am so passionate about defending and supporting all of you. I want them to hear from you. And as importantly, I want to hear directly from all of you during this summit. Ontario is a magical place in every part of Ontario, in every season. Be proud of this place. Be proud of the people who live here, and be proud of the products that we make here. I'm going to conclude this way. Jonas Salk, one of the inventors of the polio vaccine, once said, "Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality." Tourism is about making dreams into reality. And that's what all of you do when you open your doors, when you welcome your guests, and when you give them an experience that captures their imagination. You make memories. Don't forget that. And right now, we live in a province that is fighting a pandemic that looks to you all for hope. Thank you, Beth, and I wish you all wonderful 2 days. Thank you.
Minister, thank you so much. You have just kicked off our summit with absolutely the best way. Is that not inspirational? Is that not inspiring?
Inspiring, and I would have to say the one word that the minister used throughout her speech today, passion.
Yes.
People in the tourism industry have the most passion than anyone I know. So thank you so much for your support, Minister MacLeod.
Thank you all, and I look forward to closing the conference with you.
So I also want to just say, Minister, I know I speak for all of us today when I say how grateful we are for the continued open dialogue you've created with our industry since your appointment. You have come into our industry in one of the most difficult times we've ever experienced, and you've not only shown your willingness to advocate for tourism around the cabinet table, but you have worked relentlessly to bring about a greater focus on the importance of tourism to our economy. You truly are a tourism champion.